Don't stop your loving, just stop the loving. No, not for nothing. They don't wanna see me love you. No, not on something.
What is the deal, beautiful people? It's your boy Ramon, lifestylesdefined.com. And look what we have here in the building. This one came out of left field. I mean, these rumors been around for a while, and you know, I've been over on the Android side lately, but I always keep an eye on my Windows phone. I still consider it mine. This is, I don't know where HP came out of nowhere with this one, but it is quite a shocker. I definitely will admit that it's a shocker to see something like this. And I mean, I guess the best part of it is it's just a no compromise piece of hardware. And I'll get into the politics behind it later, but I think this is dope. I really like what I see here. So starting from the design, on the right side of it, you've got, I guess, what could be sort of, I don't know, what could be standard for Windows phones. You've got the power button and the volume rocker on the right. Nothing on the left. At the top, you've got the headphone jack. On the bottom, it's got USB Type-C. Yeah, clap for that. At the back, you see the camera, the flash, and a fingerprint reader. And then to the front, you've got that, noticeably that sort of stark contrast with the speaker grill on the bottom. And then there's the that 6-inch display. So that display is sporting it's a WQHD AMOLED. So why not? And it's got the Gorilla Glass thing going on. In the spec department, it's coming off with a Snapdragon 820, which is along the lines of all the other phones released or announced at MWC. It's got the Adreno 530 GPU, 4 gigs of RAM, 64 gigs of storage, and a 4150 milliamp battery. God damn. Now we're talking. So let's talk about features. This thing has everything under the sun. First of all, we just mentioned the battery. With that USB Type-C, you can expect fast charging. On top of the fast charging, it's got wireless charging, both standards at that craziness. It's got a fingerprint reader in the back, and it has an iris scanner in the front. Madness. It's not only dust proof, but not dust proof, dust resistant and water resistant. I mean, this thing is like, seriously, this phone is something I would have expected from Samsung. Just everything in the kitchen sink. It's got a 16 megapixel camera with a f-stop of 2.0, and it will have optical image stabilization. Wow. So I mentioned the politics, right? And what if you look at this phone, I kind of dig the angle. HP's selling this from an enterprise level, and they're pushing this as like a professional thing. So you probably won't see this in retail stores. It'll probably be a little difficult for you to obtain if you can't buy something from HP themselves. Okay, I dig that angle, right? Which immediately to me screams the segregation of the consumer versus enterprise world, and that's okay. And then you look at the dock that they're selling, which has that continuum ability. And then there's some sort of laptop shell that they're selling along with it. All that stuff's okay, but it still comes back to two of the very real problems that Windows Phone has right now. And one is beautiful hardware, beautiful OS, where are the apps? And then two is, I get it, with something this powerful, and you can use that continuum, that dock, to make it as this full-blown PC-like experience, but it's still a PC-like experience. So that means, you know, you'll get your Outlook, you'll get your internet browser and whatever little apps that are coded for both, which works fine for business, but not so for everyone else in the world, right? Mostly consumers. So there's still a real problem there with Continuum. And I don't know, this leaves me in a very interesting place. I think this phone is dope. I think the hardware is just, the design itself, I'm not really a fan of it, but I mean, I wasn't a fan of the 1520 either, but it just grew on you for what it was. Here, Is this enough to really pull me back in? I don't think so. I'm very cognizant of the problems on the Windows Phone platform, and although I am painfully reminded of Windows Phone strong points on a daily basis as an Android user, I still think there's a lot of work to be done here. But it is refreshing to see that the OEMs are not giving up, right? We don't need to wait for a hero phone, something like the soon to come Surface phone, or speculate soon to come Surface phone. HP is still doing the damn thing, right? Lenovo's out there releasing Windows Phone. So I'm glad to see the partners are supporting it, which means that they understand and they're willing to stick in there and really do their part to get it running. So yeah, get it running like it's not like 5 years old already. But anyway, you guys know what to do, man. Hit the comments below, like the video, and subscribe to the channel. Quick note before I get out of here. Lifestyles Defined is coming up on our 4th year in existence in April. And we always celebrate by having a party because there's a lot of people involved and a lot of hard work. And there's so many levels to this, right? Even if you talk about ignorant gamers and how we have a very good presence on Instagram and blah, blah, blah. A lot of you guys already know the spiel. Now, we went ahead and had a design, or I came up with a design actually, for what I'm calling the LD Love Collection. You should see that right now. You can get the link on the website. When you hit the website, it's at the top right. You can get it on our Facebook page. You can get it on our Instagram. Twitter, not so much. Twitter moves a mile a minute. So the idea here is a lot of the profit from these t-shirts, these hoodies, if you think it's dope enough, and we'd be honored if you do think it's dope enough and something you would actually wear, it goes toward not the party but the general maintenance of the channel, and we've been fighting to get our budget up and get our resources together so we can get more things, more phones to review, tablets, laptops, all of that stuff. So this is us putting stuff in motion, and we would really appreciate your support. And the way you do so is by heading to the link and checking out the merch and letting me know if you like it, and hit that buy button if you really like it. And even if you don't like it, just leave a comment below. Let us know how you feel about it. If any feedback you have on it, any things you would like us to do in the future, any ideas you got. Dopeness. I'm out of here. Peace.
From the deep forest into the sun, in war.